Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone budget deck. We're back in POG form. Before we jump into things, as always, we'll go through our criteria for the budget deck series. Once again, we don't set an arbitrary dust limit for these decks. Instead, what we're going to do is focus on the core of a deck, as you can see there, which is roughly 4 to 6 rares, no epics, no legendaries. And what we want to do with the core of this deck is make sure that we have a reasonable upgrade path. So we're going to look at a couple of high-performing decks, some top ladder decks, top legend decks, and give you the core of that. And if you want to invest more dust, you can go and you can have that proper high-tier deck. The last point there, we're not going to focus on a lot, just because in Witchwood it's not rotating for quite a while, nor are the other sets in the format. But we do want to always consider cards that are going to last a bit longer, classic cards, these types of things, because we want to get the most value out of our dust. Now, with that in mind, today we are looking at Hunter. Hunter being one of the, I guess, perennial budget decks. Almost always has an aggressive deck or a mid-range deck out there that can be built for pretty cheap. Usually doesn't have too many legendaries in there. But what we're going to be doing today is looking at mid-range Hunter. So a little bit higher up on the curve. I've got a couple of high-performing decks here. We'll take a look at Machamp's Hybrid Hunter. Hybrid Hunter. Jeez, that is a tongue twister. This is a deck we played a couple of days ago, and it was really good. We didn't drop too many games. The idea of this Hybrid Hunter is it's supposed to be a hybrid between Secret Hunter, so the secret package of these secrets here, Eaglehorn Bow, which you'd probably play anyway, and Lesser Emerald Spellstone. So Lesser Emerald Spellstone summons 2 wolves. We can play a secret to upgrade it up to 4. So for 5 mana, we get 4 3/3 wolves if we've played 2 secrets, and that is immense. That's so much stats for so little mana that it's understandable that it's doing quite well. So they've taken that kind of secret package and put it in a bit of a mid-range Hunter shell. We see cards like the early start of Diamol, Crackling Razormaw, the mid-game plan of Bear Shark or Animal Companion, and getting a Houndmaster on there, and using Flanking Strike to control the board whilst also developing your board. The late game plan, if things do get that way, particularly against control decks, is Deathstalker Rexar. Try and build a beast your way to victory. Very simple explanation on that. Other deck here is, I think, a more typical mid-range Hunter. I guess a more old school mid-range Hunter. We don't have any of that secrets package in here. Instead, and this is just pulled off HS replays. Instead, we've got Savannah Highmanes at the top, still with the Deathstalker Rexars, and we've got a lot of beaters in the 2-drop slot. We've got things like Direwolf Alpha, Plated Beetles, Scavenging Hyena, great combo with Unleash the Hounds. We've also got an extra 1-drop in here, which is a really big deal. We've got the Jeweled Macaws, so this gives our Crackling Razormaws and our Direwolf Alphas a lot more targets, a lot more opportunity to be beneficial, which is good. Even got a Vicious Fledgling in here. Wing Blast also being a phenomenal removal spell. The last deck that I want to take a look at is something a little bit different. It's Spell Hunter. This is a route that you might choose to go should you want to invest some dust into making a Hunter deck. This Spell Hunter still uses the Secrets package, Explosive, Freezing, Wandering Monster, still has the Eaglehorn Bow, still has the Spellstone, but instead we cut all the minions out of the deck and play a bunch of spells and weapons instead. So Candleshot to control the early game, Hunter's Mark and Candleshot combined to create a pretty reasonable removal spell. Still got the Rexar in here. We get to play To My Side, the double Animal Companion, because we have only spells in our deck, and Rockdalar is the big late game plan, where we can drop that with an empty or semi-empty hand, fill back up, and hopefully use the value we gain off of that to end the game. So, with that in mind, let's take a look at the kind of core of mid-range Hunter that we want to explore. We've got the Diamol. It's the best 1-drop that we can play, as is both a beast and has huge stats. we want to follow that up with Crackling Razormaw, because Diamond's very hard to remove. The Razormaw can give us a buff, could give us plus attack, even Poisonous is quite good. Any of the adapts are good, and if your opponent lets you get that off, it's a good time for you. We've got, I'll talk tracking later. We've got the secrets in here. Wandering Monster probably being the best one, and I think particularly at higher ranks, you know, if you're at rank 15 to 20, a lot less people will play around Wandering Monster by like not attacking and things like that. Which is good. Is good if you're trying to climb those lower ranks. But all these secrets make attacking in very hard for your opponent. Makes it very tough to race. But there are plenty of other secret options out there. But we'll go with these ones because they are the most. These two are the most budget ones, being common. And this is the best rare one. Got Animal Companion here, fantastic card. You know, every minion we get off it is generally overstated for the cost. Eagle Hornbow is going to help us compete on the board in that kind of turn 3-4 slot. If we can ever get a trigger off of one of our secrets to give it the extra durability, we're in a really good spot. And Spellstone is the big payoff card that we're going to try to deploy on turn 5 every game, and hope our opponent concedes. Now we'll talk tracking a little bit. So there are some lists out there that were playing 1 tracking, some playing 2, some playing none. I think particularly if we're making a budget version, and mostly because we don't have Rexa, and because we really want to hit the most high power cards in our deck, 2 trackings is going to help us find the Spellstones more often, and that I think is really important, giving ourselves access to potentially giving ourselves access to our most powerful card more often is going to be really good for us. So I think 2 trackings here is going to be correct. And I think if we expand the deck's power level, maybe you could start cutting it down. So here's the list that I ended up with. I haven't made too many changes from Machamp's list. I think that is a really solid deck to kind of base things off of. And also a really great deck to invest a bit more dust into. Really just need to craft that Rexar, and if you've already got one, just smash it in here over one of these, probably the Spellbreaker or one of the other changes that I made. Speaking of the changes that I made, I did get an extra 1-drop in here, the Jeweled Macaw. Every time I've played this kind of list, I'm always lamenting that there's only the Diamols to combo with the Crackling Razormaw. So I've got the Jeweled Macaw in here. It could also help us get some late game gas to help in those longer matchups, the grindier ones. We've still went with the Bear Shark Houndmaster kind of plan in the mid game. Bear Shark is just a very frustrating card to remove, particularly for the rogues out there or mages. Not being able to be targeted by spells or hero powers can make it hard to remove, and therefore make it easier for us to land something like a Houndmaster or land a Crackling Razormaw buff on, which is really good. Left the 1 deadly shot in here. I was thinking of bumping it up to 2, but instead I gotta put a Spellbreaker in here, which also could have been an Iron Beak Owl, but I think the Spellbreaker stats are a little bit better, and as you can see, we already have so many 3-drops in the deck. So the 1-1 split of kind of deadly shot, Spellbreaker, no Hunter's Marks or anything in here. Kill Command gives us a bit of reach. What else we got? That's pretty much it. There's really not too many changes. We don't want to rock the boat too much when it comes to this kind of deck, because it really is just a tight core. So yeah, we'll jump into some games and we'll see. Alright, we got a game against Mage. Not too sure what to expect out of Mage these days. We could see tempo, could see control. I think none of these 3 cards we really want to desperately have. Like Bear Shark would be good, but we really want to be seeing our 1-drops, some secrets for this Spellstone. and those types of things. So kind of sucks to send the Bear Shark back, but I think my mulligan style is always very aggressive, I think.
Hello.
So we did just have the a new patch. So I'm hyped to get the mirror emotes. Oof. King Mukla. So this is interesting. Probably tells us elemental mage, which is not something that I played against too much. Yeah, I think the majority of mages that we've battled against over the past couple of months since Witchwood have all been big spell or tempo. Maybe we should have gone Wandering Monster there instead. I mean, if they're just gonna play into the explosive trap, then or not.
I wonder.
It's a tough turn. We could have flanking strike, like probably this.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Nice to meet you.
I wonder what they're so desperate to So we don't want to eat a counterspell. We don't really want it to drop on our flanking strike either.
Push forward.
But same time, we don't really want to run this King Mukla into an explosive runes, right?
I wonder.
Mirror Entity. Wow. Pretty good. So stealth means that we can obviously not get our Mukla traded into, but can potentially Houndmaster it. Ooh, deadly shot. feels okay. Playing around, playing around Counterspell instead playing into Mirror Entity kind of done us a bit of damage.
I wonder.
I think we'll take the damage that we can get whilst we can get it. We might. It's tough to say if we wanted to hero power there or not.
This power is ecstasy.
What could that be? Oh, Ice Barrier. We're pretty close to dying here. Our opponent's spinning their wheels though.
You win.
Got him. Definitely lots of different paths we could have gone down there. And I still don't know if we chose the right point to kind of switch gears and start going face. And that mirror entity turn as well was. I guess we could have thought about that a bit more. In fact, we could have known that we should have known if we'd been paying attention that it was a random secret, which maybe changes the line that we take. Anyway, we have another game here against the mage. We'll keep the Diamol. Hope that we get a Crackling Razormaw. There it is. 1, 2, 3. The kids love the monkey. So if they have Mana Worm here, nothing. I guess we'll take Poisonous. Like if they want a Frostbolt, a Diamol, we're totally fine with that. But having this as kind of a preemptive removal spell feels pretty good. What Animal Companion here? Glyph into Dragon's Fury. Yep. They got us. Flipping the Meteor though tells us that we are definitely against the biggest of spell mages. That's the kind of card that we wanted the Diamol around for. So this kind of sucks against, you know, inevitable sweepers, more Dragon's Furies, that kind of stuff. But we probably need to save the kill commands for reach. I think that's our best, like, kind of line. Meteor here. Yep. If we can dodge something like an Arcane Artificer, that's pretty savage. Yeah, this is obviously the exact matchup that we want a card like Rexar for. Because even if we did have the Spellstone on 5,
There must be a way.
we probably wouldn't have done too much. Probably wouldn't have done too much.
Reality woven.
That's the card that we needed to dodge. I think we're happy to call this one. We're yeah, we're really just not like, we can remove the Arcane Artificer, but it's really not doing too much. Right, we're here with the game. Up against the Warlock.
Your soul shall be mine.
Got the Spellstone, Wandering Monster. We'll send back the tracking, because we'd probably use the tracking to find the Spellstone anyway. So just give us another shot at hitting the Diamol turn 1. Yeah, I've been looking into green screen stuff as well. I actually bought some like hooks and stuff from Daiso. I think what we're gonna have to do, rather than getting like a kind of pole setup, I'm going to get some hooks, some like the sticky hooks, and just put those in the roof. So probably get 3 of them in the roof, and then hang the sheet down.
Truth is found.
You were going to do that too? Hang one off the roof? Alright, Kaliseth. Welcome to the Cathedral. So we have the option of going Direwolf, trade here, but then they trade their Kobold into our Direwolf, and so they get initiative. What we might be better doing is trading here, playing Wandering Monster. A 3-drop. It's going to power up our Spellstone. And a 3-drop should be able to tango with a 2-2 quite well. The other thing is, this is probably going to be a matchup where we need to get value off our Spellstone before they get longer term value off of Kaliseth. Why aren't you a beast? So we actually have a pretty interesting turn here. We can trade set up the freezing trap. Probably do a tracking first, see if we can find the other spell stone. The freezing trap should take care of the fledgling, or it won't attack, and then next turn we can coin the spell stone out. So, ooh. I think I like this better.
I move quickly. Until low.
Vaporization commencing.
So you're looking at getting some chroma fabric, sewing poles on the top and bottom, so you get the weight so it's straight. Can roll up and be hidden when used. That's really, yeah, it's really smart. I think
Speak your peace.
I've worked with some sheets before, and where you can sometimes all you need is just some clips on some of the corners with just a little bit of weight, or in the right spot, and it works a treat. Don't super want to bounce this Acarus veteran, but if they choose to not attack in, we're pretty happy with that. Two 6 creep. We Spellstone here, or do we Spellbreaker? I think we just gotta get the dogs out. I wish I could justify spending $200 and getting one of the stream decks. Yeah. I mean, the way that I see it is that there's still so much I have to learn just about controlling XSplit, or if you use OBS or whatever. There's still so much to learn for me, as well as, like, you know, getting things optimized. Like, you know, I wanted to put in a, you know, a donation bar at some point to help me get the webcam, but, you know, ended up just buying it myself anyway. But there's still a lot of effort I can put in, so spending $200 on another thing to put that I need to focus on putting effort in, it just kind of feels a bit interesting. Like, I should put more effort in myself rather than throwing money at effort. But that's just me. Like, obviously other people out there are going to be significantly more experienced.
I hunt alone.
Let's get the trades here. We're not super concerned about board clears. We're more concerned with things like, ooh, am concerned about that board clear. I was going to say we would be more concerned about Cobalt Scaleband, yeah.
To my side.
Hufferino. 3, 4, 5, 9, 12, 22. So we can hero power this turn, and then next turn drop this for 10 damage. Yeah, we should save these.
I move quickly. I hunt alone.
Just so we always have a beast to keep them on.
Unleash me.
Yep.
Why do you call?
Yep. And a double kill command for the reach. Got him. Sweet. Alright, we finished playing some games with the budget mid-range hunter. Overall, the deck felt really good. I was really happy with it. We did exactly what we were supposed to do, which was power up our spellstone, deploy it. It's a really hard threat to get rid of if you're not playing some kind of control deck with a bunch of sweepers. And yeah, everything felt good. Even the Jeweled Macaw did some work in that last game against the Warlock. So yeah, I think if Hunter is your jam, something you want to explore, this deck is not only a great budget deck, but it's also a great deck to learn with. You'll learn quite a lot about going face versus controlling the board, and learn about mulligans quite a lot, and mulligans are very important for this deck. So it's kind of a two-pronged one there. If you're looking to upgrade this deck, I know a lot of people in the last couple of budget videos have been asking for more upgrades. What can I do with this list? Obviously the main one is Deathstalker Rexar, as we can see with Machamp's Hybrid Hunter. Rexar at the end, that would have definitely helped us in that game against the mage. Would have given us an out to their control. And you can look at cutting things like I had the Spellbreaker in there. Unleash the Hounds can sometimes be a little bit iffy. That's kind of one that I'd look at cutting. Or even one of the trackings if you feel more comfortable with that kind of play style of not wanting immediate access to your best cards. So yeah, overall that's Midrange Hunter done and dusted. Definitely check it out. If you're watching this video on YouTube, all of the links will be in the description, including a link over to the Hearthpwn article that I wrote for this, where you can check out a couple more extra thoughts. Definitely give that one a thumbs up. And yeah, you can find all my other links. Come chat with me on Twitter if you'd like. That's where I'm most active. And until the next one, I'll see you soon.